Welcome guys to yet another video. For today's subject, one of my favorite characters from soulshatters, Stevonnie from Steven Universe. I've started to use them a lot at random battle place, and let's say, this character isn't getting the attention that it deserves. Now before we begin, show some love by subscribing, will you? Regardless, let's get into it. The first special thing we'll get into first is his 1, since it has great durability and small knockback. But due to its short range, it usually forces your opponents to retreat back too. This also ties into the fact that Stevonnie is one of the few characters in the game without the option to teleport. Even with those disadvantages, this'll allow you to counter against the opponent's melee and long-range abilities. Just as long as it doesn't either one-shot the ball shield, or make you use up too much mana. Not only does Stevonnie have great defensive options, but he also acts as a supporter role in ganks/team situations. Just look how much that healed the dummy, amazing, right? Other than that, back in soulshatters, Stevonnie was known to hide behind their shield for most of their 1v1s. But Random Battle Place removed this feature and replaced it with this. This ability is simple to activate, but let me break it down to you guys. When you press R, you stand still for 2 quick seconds, then, after that, you have a total of 5 to 6 seconds of speed and iframes. So basically, it gives you iframes and stuns the opponent in the process. Though there are a few downsides when using this special. First off, when the speed and iframe buffs are gone, the opponent gets to attack/act first before the Stevonnie can, putting the Stevonnie at risk. And sadly, the opponent won't be frozen unless you are close enough. You still keep the buffs, but if you're too far, again, they can move freely and use moves at will. Plus, you can't use any moves during this, you can only jump and dash. Also, if you don't have your sword and shield out, when this move is activated, you can't pull them out until the buffs deactivate. This ability hard counters passive players, allowing you to come back after being knocked back a far distance. Sadly, this isn't like an instant TP move to counter players who just sit and camp on high places, but this is super good against passive dodge character zoning. Regardless, here's some more moves that Stevonnie can counter from a short distance with his R special. Just like 𝓲𝓾𝓷𝓮𝓭, this move puts both parties in iframes, allowing both sides to survive literally anything. Now enough with this yap session. Time to show you guys what I'm truly talking about. Here's a quick 1v1 to prove my point, that Stevonnie is truly a great character.
𝓫𝓾𝓷𝓮𝓭